up in the sky. Look, it's captivating. It's energizing. It's Eliances Heroes. Eliances is the destination for entrepreneurs, investors, CEOs, inventors, leaders, celebrities, and startups, where our heroes in business align. Now, here's your host flying in, David Cogan, founder of Eliances.
Oh my, what another amazing show it's going to be this morning. Let me tell you who we've got coming up later on the show before I introduce our first hero. We have the president of CTA. That's the president that puts on the Consumer Electronics Show that everybody in the world goes to. Later on, we're going to have the CEO of the cutting-edge virtual reality company and co-founder, Oculus VR. Now, we're going to find out what he did after he sold his company to Facebook for over $2 billion. And we'll be ending the show with a multilingual, multicultural graphic design artist, Rochelle Pierce, with Trias Creative, doing some amazing things to connect everybody in various language. But our first hero, he is the CEO and also the Senior Vice President of Health Services and Chief Medical Officer of Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona's investment subsidiary, Trinnovate Ventures. Dr. Vishu, we all know what Blue Cross Blue Shield is, so help us understand what Trinnovate Ventures is.
Thank you, David. I am delighted to be here. Thanks for inviting. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona, as you know, is a big payer nationally as well as in our state. What is the most important for Blue Cross is to make their members, their customers, happy. And my role as a chief medical officer is to make sure that our members get right care and right outcomes. As a physician, having practiced medicine, I also know that they are patients. So one of the big fun job is to create a bridge between these two lingo, a customer and a member versus a patient. And at Blue Cross of Arizona, the reason we formed Trinnovate Ventures is because patient or a member or customer is one entity. And what they're looking for is good outcomes, a satisfaction with their care, and reasonable cost. And I think both sides, the physician side, the hospital side, the patient side, versus the health plan side, which is customer and member side, are trying to figure out how do we, in this new environment, create value for our customer, which is those three things.
Now, Trinnovate Ventures, I understand too, is designed to accelerate health innovation through strategic investments that really improve the quality of life, both increasing efficiencies, enhancing the overall healthcare experience for consumers, as you mentioned, and providers. Now, help our listeners better understand maybe some of the key items they should have in their proposals when they're submitting it to you.
Well, I think, maybe if I take another step as connecting. So the Trinnovate Venture was formed to facilitate and accelerate innovations that will help both sides do something that will meet those three important steps, which is to create outcomes, satisfaction, and lowering cost. So when we're looking for innovation, and by the way, Trinnovate stands for innovation combined with three things: partnership, collaboration, and outcomes. Those three things will benefit our customers and our patients. So when someone is submitting a proposal to us, we're looking for those three things. Are they ready to collaborate? Are they ready to partner to create those outcomes for either a customer or a patient?
Excellent. And you could reach Dr. Vishu Jhaveri at TrinnovateVentures.com. That's TrinnovateVentures.com. Of course, we'll have the contact information on our website at Eliances.com, because you're listening to Eliances Heroes, and be a hero. Go to where entrepreneurs align. Be part of the community at ELIANCES.com. I mean, what drove you to dedicate your career in the medical field, especially coming from family that was in the jewelry business, right?
That's right. I grew up in a jewelry business cutting diamonds and obviously was interested in medicine, became a physician, pediatrician by training, uh, and really had long experience in clinical medicine. While practicing, I realized I could be the best doctor in the exam room, but if my business office, the whole operation wasn't geared to make customer satisfaction, it resulted in less than optimal feeling in my patients, my customers' mind. So that kind of started me interested in paying more attention to business practices and having sort of grown up in the business environment. And now I started connecting clinical side with the business side to make better outcomes for my patients.
You're a leader in the community, though. You're on board of directors, leadership, management. I mean, you do so much. There's a pattern throughout your career, even starting with medical school at a place called John Hopkins Medical School. What leadership, maybe, and methodology do you subscribe to? In other words, one or two secrets that you can share that have helped you be so successful in your career.
I think there are a couple of things that come to my mind, and the one is look outwards. And looking outwards, it's what people are sharing with you. If it's happiness, then there is something to learn in there and share and create a relationship. If it's a problem, then listening and trying to become part of the problem solving, that's how you become value to someone else. So being outward is really what helped. And the second piece was use experiences as a guidance. And you get experience. I got experiences throughout my life from my parents, from my patients, from my peers. So that's really, I think that's very important. It makes your mental makeup to look towards customers and what they're looking for.
In fact, let's talk about that now. We have many parents out there that are listening that dream of having their child, right? Everybody says, oh, I'd love to have my child grow up and be a doctor in that. What kind of things maybe can parents do now to help guide their children to the appropriate path and maybe to make an impact on the community like you have?
I think parents, the behavior is what their children are going to see. The reactions is observed silently and absorbed in children's mind. Being a pediatrician, I can tell you that I observed that many, many times in the exam room. So I think that's the first and the foremost thing is behave and communicate in the way you would normally do, but also do it in an outward way. So participate in somebody's happiness, but also participate in someone's problem so you can be a small part of the solution.
I love it. And we're talking with Dr. Vishu Jhaveri, CEO of Trinnovate Ventures, TrinnovateVentures.com. Using your crystal ball, we've got a little less than a minute left, but I have to ask you this. What do you see as the next big transformation happening in healthcare? Because it seems like it's growing by leaps and bounds with all these different inventions coming on and processes and that. What do you see in your crystal ball?
Oh boy, that's a tough one. But I think at the end of the day, the patient and the member is going to be here. And whosoever is going to succeed in achieving those three things: satisfaction with the care person receives, relief from the pain. Pain and suffering are two different parameters. Suffering is mental, pain is physical. But whosoever comes through their innovations, it's either a talking or a device or a technology or IT platform, that's going to be the big thing. That's what's going to help our new generation.
Well, Dr. Jhaveri, we're so glad to have you in the studio today. You've devoted your life to the healthcare industry, provide guidance to the future of the medical industry with your company, Trinnovate Ventures. That's TrinnovateVentures.com. And this is David Cogan with Eliances. And when we return, we're going to have the president of CTA, the one that puts on the Consumer Electronics Show, Gary Shapiro.